We are continuing our two-part series today on currency with our resident wealth strategist and tax attorney, Rebecca Walser. Rebecca, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Natalie?
I'm good. Okay, first off, let's rewind a little bit. Let's recap what happened in the first part to the series.
We were talking about gold and the executive order by FDR in 1933 that basically demanded everybody turn their gold in for a fee. They were paid. And then how we couldn't own it again privately except for a de minimis amount until 1974 when President Ford basically allowed us again to own gold privately. So that was our first part of this two-part series.
Okay, so now let's fast forward and come to today.
Yes.
Tackling paper money?
Yeah, we are tackling paper currency. There was just a worldwide study that really focused on the European Union, Europe, the United States, and Australia, and basically found that over 38% in the United States, over 35% in Europe, and I can't remember the Australian number off the top of my head, were fine going 100% cashless, and a cashless society, basically. And so last May, if we rewind just a year ago, we see that the European Union actually did vote, if we can bring up our first slide, to get rid of the 500 euro bill. And so there is always a reason, and I have a quote to share with the viewers at home as to why large denominated currencies can be said to, they're not necessary. We used to have in America a $10,000 bill, a $5,000 bill, a $1,000 bill, and a $500 bill. Those are all gone. We are now left with just the $100 bill as our highest currency as paper money. And so we have to start to look at what is going on with this move to a cashless society. Because you know I'm a lawyer, and there is a freedom part of inside of me that I look at everything through skeptical eyes. I can always fight for the government and say the government needs to control this, and these are all the bad things that can be done. But I care about our freedom and our ability to live our lives with some sentimental degree of privacy. And there's a lot of people that would say, well, we need to stop all things that can be used badly. But then what does that do for all the rest of us that just use things in a positive way?
You know, it's when you first said you were going to do this topic, I immediately was like, well, my parents, for instance, they like to have their cash. And I thought it was more of a safety thing. So the fact that you're talking about it's a privacy thing is something I'm sure many of us haven't even thought about. And so how does that affect us, and what do we need to keep in mind?
Let me show you this quote from, this is the chief economist from the International Monetary Fund, the IMF. He is the former chief economist of the IMF, Kenneth Rogoff. And let me read this to you. I know it's long, but it's really important. There's little debate among law enforcement agencies that paper currency, especially large notes such as the U.S. $100 bill, facilitates crime, racketeering, extortion, money laundering, drug and human trafficking, the corruption of public officials, not to mention terrorism. There are substitutes for cash. Cryptocurrencies, uncut diamonds, gold coins, prepaid cards, but for many kinds of criminal transactions, cash is king. It delivers absolute anonymity, portability, liquidity, and near universal acceptance. And so this is the line that the government is touting to get rid of the 500 euro and all of the other ones that we have now gotten rid of in the United States and move towards more of a cashless-based society.
But so they're scaring you kind of. I mean, that was kind of an intimidating quote.
It's with everything, Natalie, with everything. We could potentially wipe out crime universally if everybody was born and had DNA stereotyping right from the hospital room. Everyone would know everything about everybody. We could have a 24/7 society where all your actions are known at all times. And if you get rid of cash completely, if we move to a completely cashless society, and everywhere you go, everything you pay for is tracked and traceable through your banking system, then what privacy do you have? If you want to buy your husband an anniversary gift or a surprise present or something, and everything is coming up with little alerts on your cell phone, text alerts saying you just I mean, I get an alert on my cell phone, on my Citi card, oh, I just, charged such and something on my card, and there it is on my phone instantaneously. Everything is traceable. And so we have to ask, are we being asked to sacrifice privacy in the name of security? And I don't think that the economic cost is worth it.
Interesting. Okay, again, you know how we always introduce Rebecca as our wealth strategist and tax attorney? We're also going to add educator to her next segment. So if you want to be educated with any of the things that she just talked about today, or you would like to get her help for your finances, give her a call. There's her phone number and website on the screen. Rebecca, always appreciate when you come in.
Thank you so much, Natalie.